What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Simply Bitcoin, a daily weekday show recapping the Bitcoin news, fails, price action, and of course, no shitcoins because after all, it's Simply Bitcoin. So please, if you want only Bitcoin content, like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, I'm your host, BitVault7, and my co-host Coin Icarus is going to show us the Clark Moody dashboard.
All right. Here we go. How is it going, everybody? It is, what are we today? We're August 10th, 2020.
I hope everyone had a great weekend.
Let's go right away. Let's take a look at the dashboard. Oh, sorry, my connection was interrupted earlier today. All right, so the block height is 643,141. We're looking at a Bitcoin price of 11,888. We broke 12K. And the GBTC premium is 14.7%. Wow, we've had some serious fluctuation in that since last week.
It's gone down significantly. It's crazy.
That's right. And I decided to add the chain rewrites, just so everybody knows how secure it is.
I like it.
537 days. Why not?
And that's increased since last week.
That's right.
Last week it was 320 days.
Yep. So now it takes even more work and costs even more money and requires even more resources to try to destroy Bitcoin. So
absolutely.
But yeah, that's what's going on right now. And
next segment is my favorite segment, Phil.
You know it.
It's the daily fail.
Daily.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. All right, so the daily fail. We are going to start off. It's two sets of tweets. Okay, so first, the daily fail is Grayscale. No surprise. I mean, they're trying to make a video about selling assets, and fellow Bitcoin plebe, Taco Carnivore Bitcoin plebe, psychedelic Barto, tweeted, about this, and it was a really interesting presentation. Nico, I don't know if you want me to actually play it. Yeah?
Let's play the video. Hell yeah. Let's
right.
give everyone let's show everyone what we're talking about.
Okay. Does it actually, or is it just
Oh, it's the Grayscale.
Oh, sorry. We don't actually have the video. Terrible. But that's okay. You can go waste your time watching that video. But the unfortunate thing is that at the end of the video, after they explain how poor our money is and essentially how devaluing it is because it's constantly being inflated and printed, they finish off with this. So Bitcoin's great, but unfortunately they're telling you to buy an affinity scam. They're telling you to buy something where you can't verify the supply. Okay, they're telling you to buy into something that Ethereum Classic takes approximately 6,000 confirmations from an exchange. Okay. So I want people to understand, it takes that many confirmations because it's a piece of shit.
Dude, and 2 coins on there got 51% attacked, bro.
That's right.
2 coins on there got 51% attacked. Ethereum Classic and Horizon.
I don't even know what the hell Horizon is. I never even heard of this thing. And then, of course, everybody knows, well, I shouldn't say everybody, but Stellar Lumens is the shit coin that was essentially started by the people who worked in XRP, which is another total affinity scam. So don't get me wrong. It's great that, they're trying to get people in. It's just unfortunate that they are also grouping scams in with Bitcoin. And what people don't realize why this is a fail is because by grouping these types of what they term digital assets, which they are not, okay, by grouping them with Bitcoin, it gives them validity. Because what it does is that it groups the familiar, and now you're thinking to yourself, oh, shitcoin cash is just like Bitcoin.
Absolutely.
So that's our daily fail. And actually, we've got, what did Andreas say? Okay. So this was also, there was a lot of failure today. And we love Andreas for his old Bitcoin work. But unfortunately, he did a whole bunch of word salad trying to explain away the fact that Ethereum's supply can't be verified. And I understand that people want to freak out about it and be like, what's so important about that? And why does it matter? Well, check it out. Right now, you don't have a verifiable supply with our money supply, okay? And all we have is something that constantly gets printed outside of our control and outside of our abilities. So with Bitcoin, we, at the very least, get to verify what the current supply of Bitcoin is and what the total supply is. So that's important. And if you want to have a good, a proper base money that can store value properly into the future, then you want something where you can actually verify this information for yourself. And it's really sad that Andreas, tried to, word salad that away. And, I mean, I get that they're made on different protocols, but at the end of the day, it's not sound money. So who gives a shit? So yeah, that's today was a lot of failure today.
It's a lot. Two big failures, I would say. And what sucks, Phil, is that Grayscale commercial, and I know you agree with me, it was great. It was great. But then they had to add these shit coins at the end, and it's like great commercial, and then it just ends with catastrophe, right? And that's exactly why I was fail number one.
It was totally like I couldn't believe it when I watched the video. I'm like, oh my God, this thing is so amazing. And it's showing, money printer go burr, and it's showing all this good stuff and a nice, quick, like a compressed narrative. And then they throw you these shit coins with Bitcoin. And now all of a sudden, all these people who don't know anything are going to be like, oh, Bitcoin Cash, it's just like Bitcoin.
Yeah, man, it's such a shame. It's such a shame. So let's move on to the price discussion for today. Guys, it was pretty exciting last night. I don't know if you guys were awake, but Bitcoin wicked over 12,000. This is extremely bullish. When I saw this at midnight, I was confused because it was Sunday night, and this all of a sudden just wicked above. Super bullish. Bitcoin is looking extremely strong, but like I said in earlier videos, I'm looking for that 12.5 mark, that 12.5 target. That's kind of like my target. On the bottom end, we have very strong support at the 10.5 level. Now, on a more bullish note, this is extremely bullish, guys, because this is only the third time Bitcoin has hit these price levels. And if you look at the previous two times, Phil, man, one was a parabolic wave, right? And if you look at the one that happened in the middle of 2019, these were wicks, right? These are wicks. We've closed, or we're about to close at these levels, right? Yep. So it's extremely bullish. The volume is also relatively low. So in my opinion, man, not a lot is happening, but the longer we spend over these levels, the more rocket fuel is getting poured in there. What do you think?
Building a base. Yeah, man, we are building a base and it's looking really good. We're breaking out of that previous formation, but like you said, right, we're being objective, 12,500. And once we reach 12,500, we absolutely have to destroy that 14K barrier. We need to print new bases above 14K for this to be really meaningful.
100%. And after we break that 14K, that is, I already think we broke the downtrend, but that is really showing that we really broke the downtrend. So that's why that 14K mark is significant. So let's move on to the news for today. There's quite a bit of news. So we'll start off with, I guess, it's a busy Monday. It's a busy Monday, right? So,
what are we looking at, man? What do you got for us?
Max Kaiser. He's a pretty Bitcoin legend. This guy's old school, but he loves Bitcoin. He's a Bitcoin bull. And this is kind of building a little bit about my bullishness of last week. And he's basically saying that the capital flight out of Asia is responsible for taking Bitcoin above 12K. I don't know how I feel about that, but most importantly, right, regardless of whether it took it above 12K or not, this is what really makes me bullish about this, right? You can't take it with you unless it's Bitcoin. And he's absolutely right. It's a very good way to move your wealth. There's no other better way. So that made me extremely bullish. What do you think, Phil?
I think he's got some good narrative compression going on right there. You can't take it with you unless it's Bitcoin. That is, man, gotta tweet that out.
And he did. He said something near impossible with gold. And, and I completely agree with him.
Right.
Move all that shit aside. Like, you could say Bitcoin is shit, Bitcoin is whatever. You can't do this with anything else.
That's right.
Period. So that's really bullish. And that kind of builds on my second narrative, right? Which is Bitcoin trading soars in Argentina, Brazil as local currencies weekend. So perhaps we haven't made the all-time high with the dollar, but we've made the all-time high with the Brazilian real and with the Turkish lira and with the Argentinian peso. So we've already made all-time highs for these currencies. right? And what's crazy is that when you speak to an Argentinian, you speak to a Brazilian, you speak to a Turkish person about Bitcoin, you don't need to explain it to them very much. They get it. They understand because they live in a country where their currencies are unstable, right? So they understand Bitcoin very quickly. And if you look and if you trust this data, which there's no reason not to, it's basically saying that the local Bitcoins, which is a peer-to-peer network, a peer-to-peer trading website, their local Bitcoins volume has never been higher. So in those specific countries. So to me, this is extremely bullish. And, congrats to anyone that's in Brazil or Turkey or Argentina. Bitcoin's already reached an all-time high.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So this is super bullish. And, here's the video.
Oh, nice. You got the Grayscale video. Okay, cool.
I do. If you want me to play it.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so here's the video that we were talking about earlier, guys. And put the thing so Phil can.
For money, people traded goods, tools, cattle, grain, even shells represented value. Then currency came along. They made it out of copper, gold, silver, wampum. Soon people decided to put all that value into a piece of paper, then proceeded to wave goodbye to value, printing unlimited amounts of money as they passed the buck to the future. That's why it's time for digital currency and your investment in the Grayscale funds. Go digital. Go Grayscale.
Dude, everything was great.
Everything.
Until
So
this part. Everything was great. And then they shut the bed.
Yep, that's right.
They shut.
Edge hitters.
They shut the bed. All right, so next to our next piece of news, it's extremely Bitcoin. This is very Bitcoin news.
Nice, that's right. Is it?
So yeah, so they announced a dinner for Friday night, and this is for BitBlock Boom, guys. By the way, this is a Bitcoin only conference, of course, because it's the only thing we would talk about on the show, and it's between August 29th and August 30th. And the reason I'm showing this is because they just announced a dinner for August 28th beforehand. And this was just announced on Friday of last week. And we're telling you about it today, guys, because this is, after all, simply Bitcoin. And Phil was awesome enough to send me this. And I think that this is the most significant news for today. And I think this is what we're going to talk about a little bit more. But basically, to kind of paraphrase this a little bit, the ATEC C608 microchip. What the hell is that? I know you guys are thinking. This is the chip that's used in the COLDCARD. Okay, this is the secure element chip. Okay, so what the fuck is a secure element? I know what you're thinking. If you have a MacBook and you put your finger and it opens up the MacBook because of the fingerprint, well, guess what? You're interacting with the T2 secure element. Okay, but you're not fucking Apple. What do you do if you're a hardware manufacturer and you want to have a secure element? Well, you buy it from these guys, microchip. And you use this chip. You use the ATEC Darth Vader chip, right? And dude, the only way that you were able to access the data sheet was to sign an NDA with them, right? But now, this guy, thank him, leaked it. So now you can access the whole data sheet, and it's all online. And I was talking to a buddy of mine, Phil, who makes hardware wallets, and I asked him, I'm like, dude, is this a big deal, right? I'm like, isn't it good? Are we at risk? Us Coldcard users, are we at risk? And he said, nothing to worry about. It's actually a good thing. It's actually a good thing that they put this online. What do you think, Phil?
I totally think it's a good thing because at the end of the day, it's going to make it more resilient. Remember, the anti-fragility that essentially helped Bitcoin along. I shouldn't even say help Bitcoin, but that Bitcoin is. Right? Like it's because it was created in this hostile environment that it's got all of these, these rigid characteristics. So for me, the fact that this got leaked is just simply going to make it, if somebody finds an issue with it and that it's, and that it's exploitable, then someone is going to come up with a fix for it. That's all there is to it.
Absolutely.
I think at the end of the day, it's better for everybody. And it's kind of cool that, that kind of happened. So
it just makes it stronger. It makes Honey Badger keeps going. So guys, I finally finished editing Phil's podcast, and it's going to be up tomorrow at 11 a.m. Don't miss it. I actually saw the whole recording today. It's a great conversation. You guys are going to love it. Go check it out tomorrow.
I'm super excited, man. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Tune in tomorrow if you want simply Bitcoin and no shit coins.